Hey team, Will Cobb here with Film Friend Fridays, and welcome to our first episode ever. This is going to be a series where I highlight amazing film photographers that I've discovered through Instagram, through friends, or that are friends of mine that are doing incredible work on film or even in the community, and highlight their work and highlight what they're doing out there. This is also going to show the behind the scenes of some of my favorite shots of theirs, some of their favorite shots of their own, and just learning more about their philosophy about taking film photography. So join me for this first one. Today we've got Parker Millican on the show, and we're going to learn more about this incredible photographer living in Nashville, Tennessee. All right, so we're here with Parker, and so yeah, I discovered your feed, but I probably discovered your feed, like you were just saying, like through Savannah. Or did you follow me and then I found you, or did I randomly find you?
I honestly don't remember. I may have followed you first.
Oh, okay.
Back in the day.
Well, I started just something I've been doing recently is trying to find new photographers and get inspiration through a lot of film photographers out there. And dude, your stuff is awesome. Like, it's really, really cool. And like I was saying to you before we hopped on the phone, was that some of the car work was pretty awesome. Like, so the one I'm going to feature on the channel, on the Instagram page, is going to be that Beetle. Dude, yeah. So tell me a little bit about that shot. When was that?
Yeah, so that was a couple months ago, like obviously pre-COVID, when I was out wandering around. I think it was back in like November, December, somewhere around in there.
Yeah.
Just in Nashville, like on probably like around 12th South or something like that. If you're familiar with the area, it's kind of like the more uppity parts of town. My now wife and I were kind of just wandering around, and we found like that awesome blue beetle, which you hardly ever see.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to snag a picture of it because it was gorgeous.
Yeah. The color of it was just like phenomenal. And then, so what was you were thinking, like, so you really liked the color, you liked the beetle, like what got that angle? Like what inspired you on the angle you took it at? Cause it was like kind of like through that front window at an angle. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was a couple of different things. So trying to remember the exact shot in my head, but I remember that the interior of the car looked super cool. So I actually took like a couple pictures of it, and liked that one the most. But I remember like the steering wheel itself looked really cool. And I think that particularly the way that the sun was shining on the shot itself, you could actually see the inside from the front. Yeah. And so I tried to like capture both at the same time, because obviously like the exterior color of that Beetle is super captivating. But there are parts of it, especially on those old cars, that every aspect of it was like handmade, and so it looks super cool.
Like the chrome was popping, and then just like all the leading lines going to the steering wheel, and then I'm looking at it right now, that tan interior, and then there was also almost a vignetting effect with the shadow on the front of the car, which kind of brought your attention to that center part. Oh, dude. It's just so
and
good.
I think you can see too the headlight on there, or like the turn signal or something.
Yeah.
And so I tried to get that as well as like all the other stuff that I got. And I didn't have like a 30 or anything on me at the time, and so I used like a 50 millimeter, and that was it's kind of a weird angle because it gets a lot of hood. But that's just because of the lens that I had.
But even with all of that hood showing, like, it's just showing off that like delicious creamy green,
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Well, dude, your page is awesome. I'm definitely going to share a bunch of stuff on the Instagram, and I'm going to show some photos here too. But like, what got you into photography?
So back in the day, I used to work for a design firm in Atlanta called Orange Sparkle Ball. There was a guy there who like had a film camera. He had like just gotten it, and he knew that I liked photography. And at the time I was shooting like digital and like stuff on my phone and, all that kind of stuff like that. And he was like, dude, you got to get a film camera and like check this thing out, because it's like up and coming. And at the time it wasn't as popular as it is now. And so he had an AE1 program and let me play with it a little bit.
Yeah.
And then like several months down the road, I found a AE1, not program, but the classic, at a flea market. And so I bought that and started shooting with it. And honestly, just like, I didn't know what I was doing, but the AE1, if you've ever used it, is like super, like it's made for people who don't know how to use film cameras really.
Yeah.
And, it's super easy to use. And so I loved the like tones and stuff that I was getting off those pictures. And really just got hooked from there.
What was the film that you were getting hooked on?
I think I was just shooting like straight Portrait 400.
Yeah.
I may have had some like Kodak Color Plus, but I'm pretty sure it was just Portra.
Yeah. So since then, like, what has inspired you to like do the shots that you do? Like, what are you looking for when you're out there, specifically with film?
Really at this point, I'm looking to kind of catch some of the art that I'm missing from, like, back when I was in high school. I used to do like AP art, and I was like big painter, big drawer. And I don't have like the time or the space to do that anymore. And so I'm trying to kind of translate that creative energy into something that's faster. So I did digital for a long time, but I think that was a little too fast. And at this point, like, film is like that perfect happy medium where I have time to do shots, and I have time to do like home developing and scanning and stuff. And so I get to like use some of the stuff that I learned about painting and like forming scenes and forming shots and stuff with paint into like an actual thing that I can walk around and just like take a picture in the moment and kind of move on. And it kind of like satisfies that hunger.
Yeah, dude, I totally get that like same feeling where like I've started shooting medium format with the waist level viewfinder, and you got to look down and just like framing the shot just right. It just makes it take so much longer, but in a good way, in the the best way possible. Yeah.
Totally.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So yeah, even with the AE1, I've got an AE1 as well. And yeah, even that was a little too fast. Slowing down even more so with that waist level viewfinder. It's backwards. It takes a second. Yeah, you just like frame it just right. And then, you know, every shot from the medium format is crazy. Have you shot any medium format?
I have. I had a Lubatel 2, which is like an old Soviet camera that I bought like in 2017 or so.
Yeah.
And I've used that, but I just got a Pentax like a couple days ago.
Nice. Nice.
Just ran a roll through it, and like literally tonight was scanning it. And so I'm working on editing those.
Dude.
Awesome. So I'm super pumped.
Yeah. Now, which Pentax is that? The 6.7?
It's the 6.7, yeah.
Yeah.
Without the mirror lockup, unfortunately. So.
Yeah.
But still, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, I got the Mamiya 645 with the lockup. It's I think they did the 645 and then they did the 645 Pro. Yeah, the mirror lockup's cool. I actually forget that I have it though. You know what I mean? This Bronica SQ that I just got, the 6x6, and I forgot that it was on there, and I was taking some longer exposures and blurred them a little bit, but
yeah. It seems like one of those things that would be really nice when you remember to use it, and all the other times you just kind of forget it's there.
So, yeah, you're not a full-time photographer. You were saying you work at a coffee shop, or you're the manager? What was that? Yeah, so I manage a coffee shop. Cool. It's a part of like a larger nonprofit called Harvest Hands, but then the coffee shop itself is called Humphrey Street. Mm-hmm. And we employ students from the Nashville area, southern Nashville area, that are a part of like the largest barrack public housing in the United States, or in the state of Tennessee. And really just kind of giving opportunities to those students to have like better employment than say like a McDonald's or Sonic or, you know, kind of the typical high school job. Yeah. So that we can invest into them, give them some leadership skills. So hopefully once they leave us, they leave with like a better looking resume than some of the people around them. Yeah. To kind of give a more like bolstered kind of opportunity for them. So I super love all those guys, and like we make
we make really good coffee, and I would say that even standing outside of the nonprofit. But I think what we do has been really impactful in the South Nashville area. And so I'm super glad to be a part of it.
That's really cool. So what's your favorite like film that you like to use?
I mean, Portrait 400 is like a really easy out for that. I've used some expired Ektachrome before, which was really fun to play with. And I've used like a lot of different kind of like black and whites. There's a black and white film called Cosmo Photo, and I really love that.
Okay. I don't think it kind of has that one.
It's pretty like, I think it's like an indie film basically. Mm-hmm. Their branding is super cool. I don't think I have a box sitting over here, but it's like space themed Cosmo Photo kind of deal. And it just looks really good. It's a little bit more flat than like a Ilford HP5. Mm-hmm. If you shoot it right, and it works really well. And like I have a Olympus that you can kind of adjust the exposure compensation kind of deal. It works really well with that, and I've gotten some like really, really cool contrasty tones out of it. Cool. Some of the black and white shots that I have on my page of like cars and stuff, I think came specifically from that Cosmo. Yeah. And I like it a lot.
That's awesome. Yeah, I haven't heard of that one. I need to check that one out.
Yeah, you should. Yeah. It's great.
So what are like some of your favorite film shots that you've taken so far?
I have a couple of shots that I took when I was in Greece for a little while. Mm-hmm. This was like back in 2016, so they're kind of buried on my page. Okay. But there are these like landscape shots. I think I still took them. I took them with my AE1 because it was that long ago. Yeah. But they are like absolutely gorgeous, and I think it has to do a little bit more with the landscape than it does my skill with a camera. Yeah. But like very sentimental to me, but also like I think probably some of the best work that I've done. Mm-hmm. And so like landscapes for me usually come out really well. I really like composing landscapes. Mm-hmm. But really I think kind of my favorite stuff has to do with my family. Yeah. I take a lot of pictures of my brothers, mm-hmm. And use them as kind of like my models. You probably see them all up and down my page, but those are the most fun for me, I think. Yeah. So best work is probably in landscapes, but the most fun is my brothers.
Yeah. That's awesome that you have like a good like separation of what's the most fun and like what's your best work. I really love portraits. I don't shoot enough of them except for with weddings, but I'm shooting that more on digital. I'm trying to add like film to my repertoire, but
it sells too.
Yeah, it does. If you can do it right, for sure. Well, so you're developing too then, yeah?
Yeah, I develop at home. Today was the first time I did 120. Yeah. So that was fun. But
how was it getting it all at home if I can? The bigger reel?
It was weird. I probably didn't do as much research as I should have beforehand, but I watched like one YouTube video and just kind of went for it. Yeah. So it was a good time.
Yeah, you just got to go for it. So I see you got a V600 back there too, yeah?
Yeah, I do. Cool. A little Epson. It's fairly new as well. I used to do some DSLR scanning, but cool. My DSLR is not quite. Yeah. I don't have a good macro lens for it. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I want to get into the DSLR scanning, but I don't have a macro lens at all. So I've got tubes, but I don't know.
Yeah, I bought like a really crappy tube to try to mess with it and see, and it just like it wasn't working.
Yeah, I'm using the V600 as well.
I've liked it so far, honestly. I know that there's like a lot of like mixed reviews on it, but I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, aside from it being like slow as Christmas, it's pretty great. Well, do you have any more tips or anything that you'd like to inform anyone that's just getting into film photography?
I think probably for people just starting off, I think is like use what you have to do what you can. Sure. I think that's the motto of 2020 in general, but it's a good motto for like people getting started as well. Cause I mean, you know, people with like Pentax 6.7 or an RB or the Mia 6.7, you know, like those are kind of things that you shoot for, and you want to start off with the like what you can get your hands on. Yeah. And that's super important Because really at the end of the day, it's about kind of like having fun with it. And if you're not like a professional photographer, taking pictures of your brothers and, you know, kind of having fun with it is the most important thing.
Dude, that's an awesome tip. Definitely, like, in getting out there and just like doing it and just having a blast is the best way to shoot.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Well, dude, you're awesome. I really appreciate you talking with me. And
yeah, I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, it's crazy that you know Savannah, and then now we're talking, and that's through the film community. That's really cool.
Yeah, man. World is small. You find that more and more as you like make connections, you know?
Yeah. Well, I hope to keep in touch with you and continue to watch your journey. I'm going to share a bunch of your photos on the Instagram feed. Just really appreciate it, and you rock.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, thanks for talking with me, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you so much for watching this video. You can head over to Film Friend Fridays on Instagram and support us there. You can check out Parker Millican's work, both on Film Friend Fridays and at Parker_Millican, and check him out on Instagram as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this YouTube and hit the little bell to get more videos just like this. We're gonna try to do these Film Friend Friday videos every week, as well as other content I'm gonna have coming out throughout the week and throughout the months. I got a lot of videos coming down the pipeline, so definitely subscribe to see more, and thank you so much for watching.